Webster. This, of course, is Mark Baxter.
I do.
This is Clobbered in a very special location, BBE Store, alongside an internet sensation from only the other day, legendary DJ, of course, Terry Farley. And I make that point, Tel, because your face pops up on Facebook in a crowd of well-dressed young gentlemen.
Yep.
What was the site called?
Soul Boys, Soul Girls.
Yes.
Which is my friend, childhood friend from the Brickwell estate, Paul McKee. And he has this page called Soul Boys, Soul Girls. And basically, people send in their pictures from kind of 75 till 85. And as an archive, it's been Rob Silly.
Yeah, so sorry.
Well, there's too much gold in there. That's the
too
problem.
much gold in there. Yeah, I think he needs to monetize it.
Yeah.
Somehow.
That's hard. That
with copyright on it.
Yeah, trust us. We can.
But also, I must say about Paul. Paul also is the man who took that really famous picture of the Paradise Garage ramp.
Right.
When he went on holiday with his girlfriend.
Yes.
And he blagged to get in there on the strength, they weren't letting him in, on the strength that he was working for London Records at the time. And I think he said he's got some records for Larry.
Nice.
And they let him in eventually. And he took that picture on one of those little, cameras. Yeah, with a...
with the flash cube.
The flash cube.
Oh, wow. Well, with a bit of luck, we're seeing that very picture at the moment because we'd have paid a small fee.
Okay.
By which I mean the bar might be open in a minute, so we might get luckier. But here's the point about the reason you're in there is that you know full well in that era, it's been such an important time in fashion and culture in this country in particular, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
yeah, absolutely.
When did you get into it all?
You know what? I grew. My early years was in Latimer Road, the North Pole Road end of Latimer Road.
Right.
And I had a couple of cousins. One of them was called Raymond, who had been a mod. And I reckon he was about kind of 18 when I was 12. And he'd got a Mini. He had moved from the scooter to a Mini. And he was like a top mod.
Yeah.
And I had another cousin called Les who just he wore like Levi's and Ben Shermans, didn't have a crop. I mean, he was quite, my memory of that late 60s era in Latimer Road, North Kensington, is that loads of people wore the clobber but didn't have crops.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, it was like mod had moved on. We got moved out to the Brickwell estate in Slough, on a GLC.
Yes.
They were supposed to have built a spur road on Shepherd's Bush roundabout that was going to run right through my nan's house where we lived, up to Olston.
Yeah.
It never got built. If you go around that roundabout, you can still see this little...
Oh, there's that little exactly. Well, you always assume murders are happening on that little bit all the time, don't you?
So,
I
got moved out to Slough about 71, and everyone had a crop. Everyone had boots that were like, 18-hole Dr. Martens.
Yeah.
Not in Hill, not in Dow, whatever you want to call it. It was a rough area, but I'd managed to always not get in any fights.
In the way.
I couldn't lose,
No.
And my first day at school, literally, walked home, some excluded kids were following me. Oi, you called my mum and then bosh, I got smacked in the mouth.
Oh, welcome to
Slough.
First day, welcome to Slough. And I remember my mate, God bless him, he's our mate, Newton, who is in a lot of the Gabechi pictures. His family were Jamaican. He's passed away sadly now. The next day, I said, I'm really worried, they're going to be there. He goes, no, it's all right. You took it really well. You
passed the test. There you go.
Initiation.
Yeah, exactly. The haircut thing, we've talked about this a lot. the bit in that 70s period when men were bold enough to release their ears into the air, I always remember getting that first short haircut and people thought I was joining the army.
Yeah.
It was a big deal, the short haircut.
Especially then, yeah.
I mean, a bit later on, when you get to kind of like 75, we started going up to the West End, to clubs. And you would have, I would walk from my house to where the main buses are in the shopping area of Britwell, and there was a pub called the Jolly Londoner, right? And there was nothing jolly about it.
Contradiction in
Right?
terms.
And literally, we would have to, you know, put whatever we're going to wear in a bag.
Yes.
And we'd get on the train to Paddington through, and all the trains had toilets then.
Yeah.
And you just change into your trousers.
Yeah.
Because you get beaten up for wearing the wrong trousers.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't realise you had such a glamorous life, Tel.
Yeah,
It's
I was,
amazing
yeah.
now you said it out loud. That club scene, that transitional period, 76, 77, was an amazing change in look, wasn't it, for young fellas?
Yeah.
For whom it's like 180 degrees, flares, long hair, big shoes, all gone.
Yeah, well, I mean, when we first started going out, basically, you know, you looked at like people like Roxy Music, and you know the whole Bowie thing. I never got that because that was like just a little bit kind of the glam thing. I didn't get the glam thing. I like Roxy, and I like Brian Ferry. He had a you know, GI shirt.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we ended up going down the King's Road and looking for second-hand shops, which are called vintage now, but they were second-hand shops. And my mum would go, "Well, it's got holes in and it smells. What are you doing? You could get a new one for that." And yeah, so we kind of started out with that bowling shirt thing.
Oh, please, Exhibit A, because you
Exhibit A.
Get it out, sorry, get it out.
Exhibit A is a bowling shirt. I think it's from the 50s originally. Long Beach, California.
I'm sure.
Virginia Bowl.
Yeah.
This is by a company called King Louis, which is a real company.
Yeah.
But a Japanese company have bought these, and this is a reissue, lovingly made in Japan,
Yes.
which I got on from the internet.
I know my thoughts about it is, having done the same kind of shopping experience, beach shirts, Hawaiian shirts and bowling shirts became a thing, not because we all decided that's exactly the look we wanted, but it's the only thing that resembled being old that was hanging up in second-hand shops. It was because it looked 50s American.
Yeah, I mean,
Where's that influence coming from?
I honestly don't know. Just, you know, you went to a club, you saw someone in a bowling shirt, you went, "That's great, where'd you get that from?" And they went, "King's Road." And I'd never been to the King's Road. I'd been to Chelsea to watch Chelsea play, but kind of been in and out of the station. I'd never actually walked up the King's Road. So it was like, oh yeah, there's a place called the Emperor of Wyoming, and then there's the Great Gear Market. So, you know, you'd get off at Sloane Square and you just walk up and down. There's no way of checking numbers or addresses. And you'd go in there, and I mean, the gold they had in the Great Gear Market with bowling shirts. That picture I showed, you could all them shirts come from there. At that time, funny enough, they were probably only like 6 or 7 years old, you know, because the 60s it ended. And in fact, on my estate, and I think this is pretty true of the whole kind of soul thing outside of London, in the south, there was that whole kind of American car thing going on.
Yeah.
Now, Paul's brother had a Trans Am. He had a Trans Am. Paul later had a Trans Am. And you would go to places like the Belvedere on a Sunday afternoon, and they were, you know, Chris Brown would be playing, and it opened at 12 and it finished at 3.
Yeah.
And there would be loads of big American cars, 60s cars there, which all these kids from who were 18, 19 had bought and done up. But I think the Americans, it was like, right, we don't want these no more.
No.
And you can have them for next to nothing.
Yeah.
Now, them cars would cost a fortune.
And the insurance would be 4 of your houses.
Yeah.
So that's excluded. Exhibit B.
Exhibit B
/2
is the
please.
Smiths jeans.
It's the name, isn't it, of that period?
So, American workwear. These jeans I got.
Sorry, I'll delay with that.
These jeans I got from Duffer in the early 90s.
Got
They
that,
were
Bill?
dead stock. That,
Oh, wow.
That Eddie had got.
He found some.
He had found some in the early 90s. And they're carpenter jeans. And so I bought them. I haven't really worn them, but I just kept them in the drawer because I thought I'd like them.
Yeah.
And Stanley Adams was the shop that sold them.
That's another Kings Road special.
Big name, isn't it?
Stanley
Yeah,
Adams
yeah.
there was three for me. There was three major shops down the Kings Road. There was Stanley Adams, which sold fashionable clothes,
Yeah.
right, quite expensive,
Yes.
right. Then there was Acme Attractions with Don Letts that sold 50s, 40s clothes that wasn't that weird. You couldn't wear them. And then there was Sex,
Yes.
the Vivienne Westwood shop, that, you know, you would wait for it to open on Saturday morning and nip in there quickly before anyone else and just look at the one rail where they had like Artex, not Artex.
It's that plastic ciré, I think it was called,
Yeah.
or something like that. And Mrs. Webster, famously, I think she still got it, blue one
Yeah.
with a leopard skin V in
Oh,
it.
right, okay.
But on the pilgrimage down to
But they
Sex.
were, I mean, that you know, Airtex, the shirt I brought.
Oh,
and
with the holes in.
Airtex, and it was like a little capsule fit, something sort of like Phil Manzanera would wear.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant. I think it cost about £20, and I was probably earning like 12 quid a week. But
money, wasn't it?
you know, if I'd kept that now, that would be like
Capsule
Then I want to
shirt.
keep it.
thousands.
It's a classic. That's kind of Ferry, and also
Yeah.
you know another Kings Road classic. That one there. You didn't do it. Max here didn't necessarily do much of the soul boy end of the market,
No,
did you?
That was more the mod thing. I was in the more the mod thing. Second
Stayed that
generation.
way.
So Old Kent Road first of all the pubs down there, and then basically got to the mod thing. Didn't really do the soul boy thing.
That's a
Obviously,
bit. That's a bit later though, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know,
but-
that kind
yeah, but I
of the
never
mod
really-
revival.
Yeah, I'm a bit younger.
Yeah.
than you guys.
Is there a favourite era then? Do you think? Because of course, obviously you know, that's the 70s you started on. 80s it kind of hits the ground running. 90s now all of a sudden you're DJing around the world and
You know what? I think when you've been in the game as long as me, there's golden eras.
Yeah.
And I think 75 to 77 was an absolute golden era. You know, where a specific look, specific soul, which was funk,
Yeah.
American funk, right? Then another period, kind of like 80, 83, where kind of everything went rockabilly and the funk come back. In fact, you know, the Beetroot, which was the #1 club, the main DJ was Steve Lewis,
Right.
Who basically Chris Sullivan asked him to play, and he goes, "I'm not a DJ. I haven't got any records. All I've got is old records that I used to buy from Crackers. Play them." So basically, he just played his Crackers selection. So
Right.
that was another golden period, and then 88 to 90, Acid House for me was another golden period.
Nice big t-shirts.
You know.
Lots and lots of nice big t-shirts.
Yeah.
Still busy now then, aren't you? Still out there doing your thing?
I DJ every weekend. I do it because it's kind of it feeds me. No, I don't mean
Not literally.
not monetary,
Right.
but it gives me a purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives me a purpose. You know, I love the like looking for. You know, I don't play vinyl anymore. I don't go to record shops hunting, but I spend a lot of time online listening to stuff and and chasing people. You know, can you send me a WAV? You know, and yeah, I would be completely lost without still being within the culture.
You need to do it.
It's something I need to do.
Yeah.
And the good news is the reason you do that is because there's an audience out there which is basically still sort of come from our generations who don't want to stop going out and still want to dress up, which is important, isn't it?
You know what? I kind of I've got this thing where I go, people, well, would you? I say, look, I play new records to old people, and I play old records to young crowds.
Right.
So if I get booked to play somewhere and everyone's under 35, I'll just play loads of like New York records from the early 90s.
Yeah.
And people go mad. Oh, what's this? This is great. I played at this club in Edinburgh, and I played Dream Lover. What's her name?
Mariah Carey?
Maria Carey,
Yeah.
like the Morales remix.
Right.
And this kid come up to me, and a lot of them were there for the Edinburgh, you know, not the Fringe, but they were university students,
Right.
first year, second year, sophomores. Oh, what's this? She's amazing. I said, oh, it's Maria Carey. And then at the end of the night, I was in the toilet, and I'm sort of like having a wee before I go, and he goes, who was it again? I went, Maria Carey. And he went, all the pop acts are jumping on the house bandwagon now, aren't they?
Oh, wow.
And I felt like it's older than you. The record is older than
It's
you.
all brand new to them, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's, and that's what that's my enjoyment is to make old people really love a new record, because I don't want to be just playing fucking Where Love Lives or like I get nothing out of that.
Yeah.
You know.
I'll give you the perfect example of that, because thank you, Terry, for so much of your time. The very place we're standing in here, the bloke who owns this, Pete, had me DJing at a party, one of his BBE parties in Kensington High Street, and I've got my bag of records, and I said, I'm saying to him, I don't know what this lot wants. I said, look, I don't want to play like expansions. It's too cool. He said, they don't know it.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay.
Yeah.
They're in.
Freedom.
I'm in.
I've got the license.
Yeah, of course, of course. And that's what it is. And I mean, if you can bring, it's about bringing new music to the audience, whether that new music's old
Yeah.
or new.
Exactly. It's a very good point. And thanks for bringing your bits in.
You're welcome.
Absolute classics. Terry
You're
Farley,
welcome.
everybody. That
Thank
was
you, mate.
Clobbered.
Thank you.